Christmas 2024, front yard, outdoor lights, day one. We're not going to do too much tonight because I want to review the video from last year before I start building all of the display, because I always leave notes for myself in those videos about things I liked, didn't like, things to do differently, etc. There's two things I recall making a mental note of last year in regards to the front yard. One of them was to put the painted C9s as opposed to the clear ones on the bushes in the front. And the second one was, if I have enough power, to put colored clear C9s on the two oak trees as opposed to mini lights. I have enough power, so I get to do that. Speaking of having enough power, we're going to need a three-way cord to put onto the trees in the front, because the one bush has grown considerably since last year, so it's going to take more lights. I will prune it this coming year. I just wanted to give it a couple years to recover from the abuse that it experienced over the previous years before I purchased the house. Now that I feel that it's recovered and growing healthy, I will prune it starting this season. But it is currently huge, so we need more lights. I'm thinking that we might use potentially 7 to 9 strings on that one bush closer to the house. That one is it's like a lavender or purple color, I think, which is the standard derivative, and it grows very well. The one further from the house is a white one, which is not standard, and it doesn't grow quite as well because there's something about it that's not natural. I think it's like a derivative or something. But anyways, it doesn't grow as fast, so it's still pretty small and has a nice shape, but the other one's out of control. So we'll use this three-way cord, and what's going to be so nice as I do this year is I can just keep running cords in and plugging them in and not be worried about the power. So here are some, and it literally is only some, it's a very small portion of the lights that I used last year. I'm going to keep coming back and grabbing them individually, because you don't want to take the wires outside. They get cold and stiff and tangle real quick. It's 43 degrees out. It's very cold, but it's not windy, so I should be okay. I'm not even going to take a string yet. I want to put the power out first. These street lights come in handy sometimes, having the yard lit up like this. You can work outside, do anything, any time of day. It's great. Let's see if we need this longer one. I think that we do. Well, actually, it kind of seems like we don't. Let me see if I can get away with a smaller one. Actually, you know what I might do is I could do a short one to there, put lights on there, and then do another 3 to that one. That's what I'll do. And this, I like to leave this stuff for a while so that the nutrients goes back into the ground, but it's very unsightly. There we go. I don't know if it's still connected or working, or maybe it's done. I don't know. I'm gonna try to do the best we can here with the plants. Walking around the yard in this sodium glow never gets old. There's nothing like it. Alright, so we'll keep this for something longer. And we'll use, I just had them. Where did they go? Here they are. I use these shorter ones. I spend a lot of time in the spring putting all the cords back together nicely, and it's so worth it because now this is quick and easy. I can see where everything is, what I have, and just go with it. It's great. I also have this inline cord, but I don't think so that these are spaced far enough apart for this to work in this scenario. No, it's really not. But I think that I should be able to use this for something. Alright, so we'll start right here. Leave that there to pick up a string of lights for that tree. And then this will plug in. This will be the main power. And then we can take this and move this over to here like this. Actually, you know what? I kind of want to put lights on there because that grew too. That's fine. We'll deal with that later. I have another plug here, so I could take probably put mini lights on both of these too, so maybe the leaders are not going to be long enough. Well, whatever, we'll figure that out. I usually hang this up in the tree somewhere like that. Alright, now we'll go plug that in. Oh, this is so fantastic. This was such a big problem last year, and it's solved. It's a great feeling. And it's solved pretty good, too. It's a good solution, I think. I don't know why that one light hums so much. It's kind of weird. None of the other ones do that. Check for any loose bulbs. Anything burnt out. Oh, these are nice and warm. So these are all the lights that I got from Lowe's. Paid about, I think, a little less than $3 a strand. Maybe a little more, somewhere around $3 a strand. And this will be year 2 on these. Had no problems with them the first year. Other than the paint on the bulbs has a couple chips in it, but it was like that out of the box. It's not something that developed over time. And it doesn't really seem like it got that much worse as the season progressed. If it even got worse at all, I don't know. Maybe it didn't. Should bring that frog in before the frost comes. So we're going to start from the bottom. And we'll plug 3 together. Even though technically you're only supposed to do 2. The wiring in the fuse allows for 3, so we're doing 3. Done 3 for years. Never had a problem. Don't expect a problem this year. That car sounds like a piece of junk. Alright, so the way I start this is I just kind of tie the wire around one of the branches. Storm it, it's not growing, it's not going to be a problem. And I do wrap it pretty tight so that it doesn't slide down. Every now and again I'll do a loop like this. Hopefully this is in the view of the camera. I'll loop it like that to hold it in place. I don't want to do this way. I don't want to put that around there. It's going to look off-centered. Actually, in the spring, I'll probably, or whenever the right time to trim this bush is, I'm going to cut this branch off because doesn't have a nice shape to it. Actually, this whole branch this whole arm might need to go. Look at this. There's a bug or something in there. It's healthy at the top, but I think it's better to nip it in the bud. Get whatever that is out of the tree before it spreads. So it's a beautiful lilac tree. I'd really hate to lose it. It takes a long time to get bushes to be this size. Right here, we're going to hook this over this shoot so that it can't slide down. Okay, that's it for this string. Just make sure that it still works. It still works. This is concrete, so if it gets water in there, it'll break. It's already got some hairline cracks. We had one frost so far, I forgot about it. I don't think it's structural, I think it's just the paint that's cracked, but I don't want it to get any worse. Probably should pressure wash and repaint that at this point. It's covered in mildew, whatever that green stuff is. Alright, this is missing a bulb. I don't really want to put it out like that because it will get water in it. I haven't gotten to the spare bulbs box yet, so we're just going to skip that one for now. Alright, here's two strings. I'll take two at once because they're both going right on. Okay, looks good. Normally I'd be sitting here counting all the bulbs and making sure it's not overdrawn, but not worried about it this year. we can triple what we connected to that outlet last year. Nope, I don't think we should include that branch. going a little denser this year because don't gotta worry about the power consumption. I mean, still gotta pay for it, but at least it'll physically work in the electricity box. Okay, so we're gonna stop here. That's at 3. And so we gotta get the cord over to here. We'll start the new one there, and I think that we're gonna end up needing, let's see, that was 3. Yeah, we'll need the 7, 8 strings probably, because as you go up, they don't go as far because the tree is wider. Now some people like to go tape the plugs and everything. I don't do that. I've never done that, and probably never will. I don't think that that's necessary. I just make sure that it's slightly angled down if possible, and that's good enough. Really try to do the same thing with the bulbs too, because they're not really water tape. But then again, like obviously there's a space right here, so what's to say water's not going to go in there? You know, it is what it is. They can get wet, and I just don't think anything happens. All right, here we go. It's not fitting quite the way I wanted it to. That music is copyright. Turn that music off. Oh, that's fantastic. You want flicker free? That is flicker free. And it's actually flicker free. It's not fake flicker free. Now I see why I said to do these in this, in the painted as opposed to the clear. There's just something about these painted lights. There's nothing like them. I have a short stick with a hook on it. I think it's this one. Nope. Or the hook fell off. I really thought that it was this one. I don't see remnants of the hook either. What? What? Oh, here it is. It's this one. Very simple tool, very effective. Stupid cold. I don't like the cold. Alright, this is seriously malfunctioning here. I think it's not even plugged in. I'm going to try not to move these around too much while they're plugged in, because it probably does make the filaments substantially more fragile. So I'm going to, now I could technically decorate with them turned on because we're feeding from the correct direction to do that. But I'm gonna unplug them. Yeah, see how this bulb is just like yeah, the paint just flakes off. I mean, they're cheap lights, no beating around the bush, but in this case they were cheap lights, but they were also cheap cost wise. At $3 a string, you really can't complain about anything if they even remotely work. And speaking of $3, string of mini lights at the Home Depot this year is about $2.97, I think, just shy of $3 for 100. And a box of 10 spare bulbs is the same price. So you can either buy 10 spare bulbs or 100 bulbs plus, I don't know, 2 or 3 spares that it comes with, and all the wire for the same price. So figure that out. I mean, why even sell the bulbs? It would be foolish to buy them. It makes no sense financially. I'd much rather buy the bulbs and replace them and keep the string going, but if it's not remotely affordable, then forget it. Where that came from, it's a big stick. Alright, we're still working on camera number 2. I don't quite need the stick yet. Very soon. Alright, so this we will put here, like this. And can I tolerate having the 2 bulbs like that? I might find that totally unsatisfactory. It's not ideal. I think if I do that, I can deal with it. Alright, I'll do that. This branch is growing down. Huh, that's kind of weird. As we go up, I might have to, oh no, I can still leave them turned off. Duh. Now they're up towards the top. The thing is so wide that one string only made it around like 1.2 times. This is the third string on this plug, so this is 6 total at this point, and I think we're going to need at least 2 more. Yeah, we're going to need probably 2 more strings, maybe even 3, to cover all the way around the top. And this pole, this should be good enough. I'm gonna have to replace that light. That's getting worse, I think. Now there is a limitation of how much power that cord can handle. So maybe we should take a quick break and check the cord. Actually, I'll just calculate it right here. The cord probably is good for 13 amps. Was it a 16 gauge cord? 16 gauge, so I'd say it's probably good for 13 amps at that length. Does this tell you what it allows? This says 13 amps. So let's see what one of these equates to. I know it's 175 watts, but I don't have a calculator with me to figure out the amperes. Alright, so that's 300, that must be 2 strings in. It sure isn't 341 watts per string. That's outrageous. There's got to be 2 strings. Yeah, it is. Okay. 172. That's more like what I would have expected. 1.46. I'll say 1.5. So 6 times 1.5 gives us 9. So if we do another one, that's not 10.5 and 12 and 13.5. So we really can't do more than 2 on that chord. I might have to change the way I had envisioned that, because I need, was it like 0.5 amps a piece for the 2 strings of mini lights? Well, I'll put the 2 on here, and I think that we're going to cap it at 2, because that'll be close to the maximum load allocated of the cord. It's so weird to not have to be worried about the power consumption anymore. Okay, these are both working. Even if this does not even fill up one circuit. I've got 3 circuits now, and this fills up like what, 60% of one, or maybe more like 75% of the so-called the allowed consumption, because you're only supposed to draw 80% of the circuit. Oh, that looks fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Wow. Look at that. Nothing like these lights. Nothing that can ever touch these. Alright, so this gets a little tricky because we have to plug in the string below into the cord. It's no longer in line. hope that horn isn't copyright. This is kind of breaking the flow. Oh man, this might not look right. Oh, it's not noticeable. It's fine. I guess we've produced enough light now that the street light has decided to turn off. I can't believe these turn it off, but the icicles don't turn it off. That doesn't make any sense. I know these are brighter, but the icicles are right there. You know, we could probably close out with without this last string. I don't think that we need it. Yeah, we don't need it. Which is probably better, because we were definitely getting close to the boundaries of the extension. Alright, so this we'll just take and use it over here. That's next. where should that route? Stick it up here, and there's not really anywhere else for it to go once it's that high up. Why is that so tangled up on there all of a sudden? The lights don't usually get stuck on there like that. I don't like the way that finishes. I think that it should go over to the next branch in sequence. Alright, that should be good, as long as it holds and doesn't blow off. Yeah, that looks good. Can we do something with this to get it maybe over here a little bit? Yeah, that's better. Wow, that looks great. Alright, now we need another cord to go to this. And as far as mini lights go, and we'll put some on here, put some on there, so I think we'll grab another 3 cord, that longer one. See how much battery we got on the cameras here. We got 32 on this one, that should be good. And this one we got only one. Let's do a battery swap. Alright, now we're going to move on to the next one. I think it's starting to rain, or maybe it's just so humid out that there's the dew point has been matched, or the heck the terminology is. Alright, so I get this cord out, and then when I go inside to plug it in, we're going to check to see what the amperage is up to, because we don't have to worry about how much it is, but we have to worry about where it goes. This might be the last thing we do tonight. My hands are starting to get cold. It's getting a little windy. and I have other things that I need to do tonight, including go to sleep at a reasonable time. All right, here we go. Just for the sake of simplicity, grab this. $118.3 the volts. This is getting a little warm. Not beyond what I'm comfortable with, but it's getting a little bit warm. So we might have to change this, because I want to add more onto this, and I don't think so that we can. 24 amps? I don't think so. That's pretty much 10 amps. And this says 13. But it is... Granted, my hands are freezing, so this might not be the right temperature check, but it is getting a little bit warm. So I think we have to change the way that's distributed. So that's 10. That's nothing. Duh. Stupid. This is part of the icicles, which is, we'll call that 4. So that's 14 amps there. This is another part of the icicles, which is approximately 7. And we'll do, what do we say this was 4? 3.6. We'll call this, the two of these will call 10. So there's 10 and there's 10. So we got 10 and 10 left, plus 20 in there. So what's this one? This is the new one. Let's add this. Oh, that's so great. Yeah, I think we're going to have to change the logic of the way that's plugged in. That stinks. That was very simple the way it was. But I don't think it's going to work. So this one, I'm going to guess, will take about 5 strings. We'll put the cord somewhere, let's say, going to be around here, I think is approximately where it's going to need to go. Right there. I'm not going to use this anymore tonight, so I don't care if that gets dew on it. Oh, jeez. I got a stinking splinter from that stick. I canceled it out. Maybe I should lacquer that stick. I'm going to grab two because this tree goes quick because it's lower to the ground. Why the heck is this plugged into itself? That is so dumb. If I really just plugged it into itself, I think it's time to take a break. Ooh, that feels nice. Real warm. Oh, only one failed bulb so far. That's pretty good, considering we've put out 10 strings. One out of what is that, 200 bulbs? Not bad at all. so good. That is absolutely fantastic. I'm so glad I switched over to these bulbs this year. I knew that was the right call. I could tell last year. This needs to go higher up. Alright, that extension cord is in totally the wrong spot. What happened down here? This is all screwed up now. I can't get this secured. Just not quite enough slack to get it through the hook. Got it. Okay. It's secured. It's too tight. And that's falling down now too. Alright, this is becoming catastrophic here. Okay. Okay, let's get this extension cord in place. Lost a bulb here. Spoiled. Alright. And I can tell this, oh, this one's gone. So we need a blue, a green, and even though this one is working, I can tell it's about to go. It's way too bright. That's a mosquito. Got it too. Okay, so you have blue, green, and a white. Yeah, I just thought of, we could put icicles along the railroad ties. That might be interesting. I could use those heavy duty ones for that. Okay, so the pattern goes, what comes after white? Blue. And then after red is the white. Okay, so we'll use, that's really like 1.5 strands. Might be one, let's see. Oh boy, this one's having a lot of problems. Okay, let's get this sorted out before we go outside. Alright, this bulb just went out. You know what just happened? The fuse went. Because one of the filaments probably shorted out and canceled out the fuse. That is exactly what transpired. Fortunately, there's a spare fuse in there, so we'll be able to just, if I can get to the tools, which I'm struggling to do. Wow, that's wow, that's quite the catastrophic failure of that fuse. But it did what it was supposed to do. That's another reason not to decorate with them on, because you might blow the fuse if the bulb is going bad. I'll try to be... I was shaking the whole string around because I wanted to see if any more were going to go out, but I guess that was a bad idea. So this string has a very high failure rate. I wonder if this might have been one of the ones that was on the deck, and the wind would allow it to sway and keep hitting up against the railing. It's the only thing I can think of. All right, so oh, I just saw something else flicker here. Okay, after green, we need red. Is this just loose? Yeah. Okay, after white goes orange. Huh. That bulb just expired. That bulb just expired. This bulb is in very poor condition. After the orange comes the green. After the orange comes the green. Try again. Okay, maybe the socket's bad. Maybe that's not actually bad. Yep, the socket's bad. All right, that's not good. These are like crimped on or press fit on. I don't know how to correct that. It's probably a way to. There's probably a tool or something that's used in the factory to put the initial crimp on there. I feel like that's not going to be reliable. Yeah, I'm just going to set this strand aside and we'll fix it later. A lot of people have commented on how I don't treat the strings very gently, and the reason why is because if there's bulbs that are on the fritz, I want to know before I put them out. And sometimes the best way to tell is just to jostle them up a little bit. And the filaments, I think, as long as they're off and in good condition, are not going to be affected by moving around like this. That just went out. There's orange. This one's hot, so I know it works. Oh wow. All that corrosion on there. That's no good. That's from the water getting in there. Stupid. Alright, so I stand corrected. There's a fair bit of bulbs going out. Alright. This one is going to go soon, I think. That's suspiciously bright. And the filament doesn't look right in that one either. Yep, that one just went out. Okay, I guess that one is bad. Geez, at this rate, we might as well just use these strings for spares. Nope, that's on the fritz. See how bright that is? No good. That's good. This is way too bright. That's on the fritz. Alright, everything else looks pretty reasonable. I really wonder where these were, because that's 2 or 3 consecutive strings with a lot of bulbs that were out. Whatever these were installed on was a harsh environment. I want to say it would be the railing. You know, and the wind would be smacking them against the railing. You know, on a tree they might sway, but I wouldn't think that swaying would break the filaments. I would think smacking up against the railing would break the filaments. That was just loose. Okay. I think one will wrap it up. Oh man. Just gonna steal this one for now because it'll be easier to replace. because I do need that stick still. Okay, I think that's a wrap for tonight. Those both look fantastic. Definitely the right call to switch to the painted bulbs for these trees. I'll have to check. Oh, we're not quite done yet. I got to replace that bulb. I'll have to check the power draw. Let me go back inside a bit before I close the video and see how warm that plug is. We might find that more bulbs start to go out over the next couple days as the strings run for the first time, turn on and off a couple times. Alright, let's see what we got power consumption here. So this is not really warm at all. That's the icicles, which is 6.7. This, also not warm, is That's more icicles, I think. Yeah, that's 3.7. So I'll call that 4. So that's 10 amps on that arm. This is not warm. That's what we just did. And that's 5.6. And this, yeah, it's warm, but not anything of concern. I'm gonna leave it. That's 10. So that's about 16 on that one leg. And then 10 on that leg. So we got an additional 10 and 4 if you want to push it. And then we got another 20 left on this circuit. So and that's the big draw, is those two in the front. In the side yard we use mostly DEO. I like to break it up with incandescent all in the front, DEO on the side, and of course incandescent inside. Cool, this is all working out really nice. Just getting a little bit chilly in here though with the draft. The next step for this whole electrical scenario is to get the outlets on the outside of the house and switches on the inside. And that is when we'll call this perfect. But for this year, even this is major improvement. Alright, let's get a shot for the thumbnail, and then we're going to wrap up this video. Okay, there's the thumbnail. Very nice. Well, Christmas 2024 is off to a great start. Beautiful.